Man buys $25 handbag at a flea market, quickly realizes it's worth much more. Who doesn't love skipping through flea markets and secondhand shops? You might have to dig a little, but there are always a few diamonds in the rough. So when UK resident John Richard spotted a quirky little brown handbag at a secondhand shop, he wasn't expecting it to be worth anything. He just liked its distinctive print. But there was something else about the bag he couldn't stop thinking about. Antique hunter and retiree John Richard below visited a Kingston Oxfam charity shop in February of 2012. The 73-year-old scanned the aisles, examining all of the secondhand goodies until a peculiar handbag caught his eye. The somewhat clunky bag was adorned with a brown leather trim and had two handles long enough to rest on one's shoulder. But what made the brown purse stand out was its campy Elvis Presley print, which covered its front, back, and inner lining. Upon further inspection, he concluded that the bag was likely a knockoff. Irish designer and haute couture milliner Philip Tracy's name was on it. The renowned designer had made one-of-a-kind pieces for the likes of Lady Gaga and Princess Beatrice, who wore his hat in 2011. John knew it was likely a knockoff Philip Tracy piece, as those fakes often look realistic. Either way, he knew he just had to buy it. He did, for the American equivalent of just $25. Though the West Hampstead, London resident was initially shocked to find it lying in a box in the charity shop, he didn't touch the bag for 2 months after he brought it home. But the intriguing find simply marinated in the back of John's head, eventually getting him to have the handbag appraised. I decided to take it to the Philip Tracy shop, and they confirmed that this was one of theirs, John told the Hampstead and Highgate Express. Not only was it genuine, but the Elvis print was designed by legendary American artist Andy Warhol, who popularized the pop art movement, and the purse itself is believed to be one of just 10 ever created. Score! After having it looked at, John was told the bag would have sold for approximately between $251 and $503 at the time it was first released. But by the time John snatched it up, its value was much higher. I was very surprised to hear that he had found it in a charity shop, but he worked hard to get the sale, so whatever he does with it is up to him, said Guy Brunette, the store manager of Philip Tracy London. I imagine it could reach £350,000. It's a piece of art, not a bag, he continued, clarifying that its value is based on its cultural significance. But not everyone agreed that the artful bag could earn John up to approximately $440,000. A Bonham's auction house rep told the Ham and High it wasn't probable that the bag could earn such a high amount, even considering its rare nature. But John had already found a few potential buyers who were willing to pay big bucks for the vintage handbag. John claimed that 2 private buyers in China reached out to him about the Philip Tracy piece, one offering him £350,000 and the other £250,000. It turned out that Brunette's estimation was accurate. John planned to use the money from the sale to open a hair salon with his partner, despite the fact that auctioneers on the New Bond Street urged him to hold on to the lucky find for a while. It wasn't long before the tale of the Elvis plastered purse went viral. Though nothing was final just yet, if the Philip Tracy bag did sell for £350,000, $438,970, it would have been the highest priced handbag ever sold back as of 2012. And when Oxfam got word of John's lucky find, its higher-ups weren't too happy. We were stunned to hear about the world record-breaking price this bag could be expected to achieve, said Flea Gilfeather, the head of audience and strategic planning for Oxfam. But since Oxfam focuses on ending the injustice of poverty and providing disaster relief via its charity shops, disappointment was inevitable. Oxfam has a dedicated team of experts who work with the most valuable donations from our shops across the country to secure the best price for Oxfam, including annual high-profile auctions at Bonham's. Fee continued. She was still in bitter disbelief. It's highly unusual for an item of such extreme value to go unnoticed and demonstrates the growing appetite for seemingly ordinary items overseas. We are of course very disappointed that Oxfam won't benefit from the sale, said Fee. In West Africa, where millions are at risk from severe food shortages right now, £350,000 could bring food to 35,000 families for a whole month. Fee Gilfeather concluded Oxfam was using a guilt tactic to retrieve the bag back. While Fee's statement, of course, makes valid observations regarding how this Elvis-encrusted gold mine could have benefited others, in the end, the Philip Tracy handbag belonged to John Richard. And while John Richard struck metaphorical gold at the little London secondhand shop, others have struck actual gold while browsing the cluttered tables of flea markets and thrift shops.